When it's cloudy, I don't see you. When it's dark, I lose your spark.
Love. Isn't it grand when two souls join together in a passionate style? And they get so passionate that they want to destroy the monster that you've become and tear each other apart.
I fucking hate you!
Shut up!
Oh yeah? Is that right? Is that what you fucking think?
Shut up!
I don't fucking care anymore either.
Did you like that intro? I actually used Artlist to make it. They have a ton of assets with music, footage, sound effects, all kinds of stuff, and it helps out our channel. Check out the links below. Ever been in a relationship that started out really good and then by the end of it you just couldn't stand the person? You kind of just wanted to kill him? Welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we have a spoiler-free review of a movie that is a relationship horror movie called Kill Your Lover. And it just came out for rent, so you can watch it anytime you want. Now, I haven't seen any reviews. I didn't even watch the trailer of this movie. I just kind of had a feeling that I wanted to watch it because it's just one of those titles that makes you want to find out what's going on. I just kind of went in and decided to watch it, and I'm here to report back for you guys to see if it's something for you. Now, I have to be honest, there are a lot of horror movies that have done relationship horror really well. I'm a fan of quite a few. I've seen many, some recently, some over the course of time. And no, I'm not just talking about Warm Bodies, but that's one of them too. But this one, a little bit darker. I get reminders of other films, but I won't go into which ones those might be, but I will maybe at the end give you a couple of movies that you might want to check out. So stick around to the end. So what is Kill Your Lover all about? It's about killing your lover. So the story is essentially about Dakota and Axel, who have this really passionate relationship right off the get. She's a rock star, kind of like a punk rocker girl who's like in a big band, and she's just, you know, full of energy. And Axel's one of those guys that just wants to catch that butterfly and put it in a net. And they have this most passionate relationship and just kind of fall in love with each other, emotionally, sexually, everything. But this relationship has become poisoned with resentment. As their emotions boil over, Axel starts sprouting literal black veins on his body and excreting an acidic liquid that turns his touch into burning flesh. And eventually, a life and death battle between the two ensues, and you have Kill Your Lover. Clearly, we're dealing with a metaphorical type movie in some ways here, because this is like, you know, a pretty wild story. And I love when people get really creative with these kind of stories, because it's just ripe and ready for that kind of like, I don't know, that kind of weird environment, because relationships are just so all over the place. You know, if you've never had a good one, you don't know what a bad one is. And what I mean by that is that you're willing to just go to the ends of the earth with the worst, most terrible people, and you force yourself to be in these relationships sometimes that you're just like, what am I doing? And granted, we all change from time to time, not literally into monsters, but I love metaphors like that. He's changing into a monster, and obviously there's some parallels there. This one is a little bit on the nose, but I actually really enjoyed it. It gets pretty graphic, very body horror centric. You know, for the beginning of the movie, there really is just a lot of passionate lovemaking. And, you know, I think that's kind of important in a way. I know it's not the most entertaining thing for some people, but it's really to kind of just show you just how passionate this relationship is. And that's when things start to go crazy and go sideways. There's a secret that Dakota has had for many years, and she's been holding it back from him. And he sort of overhears this when he starts getting sick. And it's the perfect brew for a passionate, monster-making, love-making story. This is a co-writer, co-director sort of situation here. They both wrote and directed it. It's Alex Austin and Kier Seward teamed up together to make this like really interesting story about two falling out of love or falling in love and out of love. You're kind of going back and forth in between the two, fighting and also getting along, and sort of either covering it with, making love like a lot of people do, because it's just this tension and everything, and then you forget about it and you never really solve the problem. And it's obviously made by some people who know what a bad relationship is. It's actually shot pretty well. The music is pretty interesting. They have like a sort of punk theme going on behind the movie, but obviously there's some darker moments and more score-driven stuff that's in there that was actually pretty decent and worked with the film. I wasn't blown away by this movie, but I definitely like these kind of films, and I would definitely rewatch it again. I think it's a pretty fun indie film that is made with just a small crew, I'm sure. By the end of the movie, you see kind of them in like pictures of like everybody kind of working on the film. And I gotta say, the actress Paige Gilmore and Shane Quigley-Murphy, who are the couple in this movie, they have to get down to their bare naked selves, literally. And they did a really good job of making it believable, especially the passionate part, because that's the most deceiving part in a relationship, I think. Sometimes you get this really fast, super fucking ready to go relationship, and you're just both ready to dive into the murky waters and say, fuck it, let's just do whatever, It's just fun. It's just interesting. I personally think no relationship is ever perfect. Maybe that's just because I haven't had one, but most people, I think, have a issue with their relationships, and it takes work. Opposites do attract. That's very true, but sometimes they learn to work together, and that's a very important part of someone who's, an outgoing person and someone who's not. I like how by the end of the movie, things get pretty unhinged very quickly. Some of the gore in this movie was actually pretty cool. I didn't get to see as much as I would like, but I think it was enough, and it worked for this film, and it wasn't bad. It was done well. Had me laughing by the end, and in a good way. It's just one of those movies that, yeah, maybe it is a little on the nose, but it was a really fun ride to watch. Obviously, this is going to be different for some people. If you're not really into indies, first of all, maybe you wouldn't like this, but I always urge people to check out indies, because you never know. Sometimes those will work with you and sometimes it doesn't. I think the acting's strong enough to make it work in this situation. I think all of the actors and actresses really did a good job here. And the direction of the film is done really well too. And the style of the camera and like these moments in the film that are kind of like grandstanding, which are fantastic. It's a really well-built film, and it may not be 100% something that I love, but I really enjoyed my time watching it, and I would probably say that this movie is like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. It could be higher for some people, but yeah, you can rent it. It's $6.99 on Amazon Prime right now. I took the plunge. It's a quick hour and 17 minutes, but I think it's a really solid film, and I would love to see more from the two of these. But yeah, if you're looking for like a double feature and you want to watch like two movies that are in this kind of pocket, would highly recommend watching Do Not Disturb, which is another movie that I really enjoyed like this one, that I think both of these films would really complement each other. But yeah, hope that helps you guys out. I'm always looking for new movies that you might enjoy and giving my best idea of what a movie is about without spoiling it for you, so that you can enjoy that for yourself. This channel is all about finding new stuff, and I hope that you will join me on that adventure as I go through a myriad of different things in horror. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Welcome to the group, and as always, long live the void.
I have lost your sight. I have got mysterious ways to bring you back into my life, and I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make